Hey, nice to see you. Today's video is about overcoming your fears, and I thought I'd be really transparent and just basically tell you what my fears are. And it comes down to Roald Dahl books messing with my head when I was really young. But I figured it out. I decided I wanted to really dig in and see what the issue was for me, and if there's anything else I can clean up and then help others to clean theirs up too. So this video is all about your fears and how to overcome them. I'm Elliot Mindwave Meditation. Like, subscribe, do the thing. Help the channel out, man. I'll see you on the other side. So I was doing a bit of self-work and I was like, right, I need to get down to the bottom of everything. I want a blank slate. I want to work through and chip through everything I need to work on. I've done pretty well, been doing it for a few years. I could feel there's some stuff that I hadn't quite got to. So I did a little digging, and it came up to the surface straight away, like it always does. You know the stuff you've got to work on. You know it. It's right there at the surface, just waiting to bubble over. So my big thing is being alone. And it's weird because I love being alone. Go to the steam and sauna, have a little steam. Look at me now, walking in the woods, alone. I love it. But I've noticed sometimes I fall into this void of I should be with someone, I should be doing something, I should be somewhere in some time. And being on my own almost seems like a waste. You know, watching something funny. I was watching Seinfeld on my own. You might not like Seinfeld. We can't be friends. But I was watching this program and I was really enjoying it, and I wasn't sharing that laughter. And I felt this feeling of like, well, what's the point if we're not sharing that? And I was like, well, what's that about? Hang on a second, let's do a little digging. And it came down to, oh, that means I'm not just allowing myself to laugh for myself and just sit in laughter and in love. And if there's a void there, that's something I need to focus on and heal. I figured it out. It's just a case of deciding to sit with stillness and sit with that uncomfortable feeling and just come back to love. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. You say this to yourself, from yourself. I love you. Thank you. And what are you doing? You're basically raising your vibration. And that's not to say you're not dealing with the issue. You're feeling a lack of love, or I was, a lack of love. Or maybe I wanted to just share the love and I didn't have anyone to share it with. So it's like, well, you know, but really, what's that about? That's crazy talk. So I dive into this, I love you, thank you. And what I'm doing is I'm basically saying, hey, whatever you're thinking, nonsense or not, just return to love. Always return to love. When in times of struggle, when suffering, when in pain, when you don't know what you're doing in life, when you don't know where you're going, you don't know if you're making the right decision, if you're not sure what to do next, or boredom, or, you know, wanting to share love, and, you know, for one night I didn't have anywhere to put that love, so I kind of got all weird in myself. You know, anytime, return to love and gratitude. I love you. Thank you. And what you're doing is basically you're overriding the system of the mind. The mind is starting to unravel. It's starting to slip into the lower frequencies of life, of boredom. And, you know, we start playing these mind movies. So if our default setting is love and gratitude, no matter what we're going through, it just makes it better or bearable. And if we decide to do this daily, commit to it, you know, it's not a massive chore. Oh, I've got to do this love gratitude thing. I'm busy and I don't know when to do it. And just, tap out of the mind here. This is about making life easier. Anytime you're doing anything, throw in a little, I love you, thank you. Just while you're working, while you're at the computer, on the hour, every hour, stop for 10 seconds and say, I love you, thank you, I love you, thank you. And breathe in, I love you, thank you. Breathe in, I love you, thank you. Breathe in, I love you, thank you. So what are you doing? Every time you breathe in, regardless of saying I love you, thank you, to yourself, from yourself, you're allowing the heart to feel calm. And just knowing that alone always makes me go, oh, the heart is calm, day achieved. And it's just such a great default setting to dive into love and gratitude. You're raising your vibration. You're pulling yourself out of the lower frequencies of life when you're thinking about things or you're diving into fear, and you can feel it. You start to contract, your breath gets shorter. So whatever it is, as you work through your issue, your one thing, or maybe your two things or three things that you really want to work through, a great tool is just relentless love and gratitude. And what seems to happen is, as you put yourself in this state of love and gratitude, I love you, thank you, as you're working through whatever you're working through, allow it to come to the surface. Allow it to boil up. Loneliness, you're not confident, money issues, relationship, whatever it is, allow it to come up. Just in mind, as it does, when it, wraps over your whole being and you're just like, that's all I can think about. At that point, your mind's gone. You're just all over the place. Tune out of the mind, come to the heart and say, I love you, thank you, over and over again. And you'll be able to process what's going on up here. And that's the beauty of this. You go to a therapist and they'll say, well, where do you think that's come from? Or why do you think that is? Or what do you feel about that? And that has its place, and it's amazing for people that need therapy, absolutely. But this is different. You're directly healing the heart. And when the heart is healed, life is better. Life is more enjoyable. Old traumas don't seem to resurface because they seem to be dealt with on a deeper level. And I've been saying I love you, thank you for a good 3-4 years now. And I had a list of issues that I wanted to work on and bring up to the surface and work through. And as I've gone back to this list, I can't help but notice that some of them I'm just like, meh, I don't really need to think about that. I feel fine about that. And after crossing out about 5 or 6 or 7 of these things that I really did want to actually bring to the surface, work through and go, oh, okay, and let go, I was like, hang on a second. Why is it that I feel like I've overcome these traumas, these old memories that were, always there? Why is that? Is it anything to do with this constant I love you, thank you, that seems to work on anything that you need to work on without having that conversation, without having the intellectual thinking, analytical mind, questioning, trying to figure out why it happened, what's the reason, why do you feel that way? And that's all valid, that's all great, that's all cool. But all I know is that constant I love you, thank you bypasses that part and just works on the issue, which is always the heart. So start with unforgiveness of the heart and just dive into there and say, I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you, to yourself, from yourself, over and over. And it does, do it as much as you possibly can. Start your morning with it, end your evening with it, say it in the afternoon as much as possible. And let me know down below how it's going. Let me know what happens. Life seems to Life seems to figure itself out when you are living in a state of love and gratitude. Well, perfect timing. This is my new favorite tree. Like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Leave me a comment. I'd love to speak to you. Peace. I love you. Thank you.